Welcome to the 9 News Business Buzz. I'm Ryan Frazier, 9 News business expert. Just 6 years ago, Colorado celebrated a major win when Palantir moved its headquarters from Silicon Valley to Denver. Now, the state's largest publicly traded company has packed up again, this time for the Miami area. The sudden departure has business leaders and policymakers asking hard questions about Colorado's competitiveness. Joining me to discuss what this means for our business climate is J.J. Ament, President and CEO of the Denver Metro Chamber of Commerce. J.J., great to have you, my friend.
Ryan, nice to see you. Glad to be here.
J.J., the announcement that Palantir is moving to Florida caught a lot of local leaders by surprise. You've called losing the state's top company by market cap a wake-up call for Colorado policymakers. What is the immediate read from the Chamber on why we lost them?
Well, you never want to overreact in circumstances like this. Companies have 1,000 reasons they might move a headquarter location, but I think it is a wake-up call for Colorado. And are we trending in the right direction? Are we making it easier to do business here? Are we making it less expensive? Can we still attract the talent we need? Can they afford a place to live? Those are all the things that go into decision-making on where headquarters are located. So when one chooses another location, whether it's Palantir, who was really only here for a short period of time, or whether it's Teletech or Molson Coors, if Coors can move the headquarters, anybody can. We need to make sure Colorado's competitive among those other states who would love to have our businesses move to their home.
Yeah. Now, some of the reasons that they cited were things like the 2024 AI, legislation or rules, as well as they even brought up climate change, which I thought was pretty interesting given their location in the state. But look, I have a sneaking suspicion. Maybe there's more to it. And I'm curious if you have any thoughts on the other types of policies or economic environment that may have driven their decision to relocate.
Well, there's always more to it. But Colorado has been a top 10 competitive state for a generation. And now we're sort of middle of the pack because of some of the public policy choices we've made. The artificial intelligence bill, which was the first of its kind in the country, something the Chamber of Commerce opposed, something we said we need to think really carefully about how this is going to impact not just large companies like Palantir, but small businesses who are 80% of the Denver Metro Chamber of Commerce membership. These kind of choices that we've made in public policy have hurt Colorado's competitiveness. We've made it really hard to build houses. Colorado's more expensive than it's ever been. We're 47th in the nation in terms of cost of living. So again, whether you're a big company or whether you're a small business just getting started out, we're not trending in the right direction in terms of our economic competitiveness. And when we see somebody make a choice to say the headquarters is going to move from here to somewhere else, and climate I don't quite buy because it's going to Miami. So I'll take Colorado's climate risk before that of the coastal cities.
Right.
But whenever that happens, we need to start really taking an assessment of, is this a friendly place to do business? Is it welcoming? Is it easy? Is it affordable? And if we're trending in the wrong direction, we need to make the choices that restore Colorado's competitiveness.
Well, related to that, right, and I know the Chamber has spoken about this on many occasions, right, is the regulatory burden in Colorado just become too heavy for cutting-edge tech firms to operate here?
Yes. So we're a top 10 regulated state now. We're one of the most complicated public policy environments anywhere and frankly in the world. The pieces of legislation that are coming through our Capitol building are dozens, if not hundreds of pages long. It's impossible for any small business or large business to manage that regulatory environment in an affordable way. So yes. Now, can we still recover? Is this still a great place for businesses to start and do business? For sure. It's my whole job, travel around the U.S. and the world and promote Colorado and the Denver metro region. But we're making some choices that are making that sales pitch much more difficult than it's been in the past.
I want to play on that, JJ, because you're right. I mean, that's your shtick, man. You're known as an economic developer, someone whose job it is to help bring and keep companies in our state. Florida has aggressively recruited tech leaders with a business-friendly environment and no personal income tax.
Yep.
How can Denver and Colorado adjust their economic development strategies to compete with the aggressive pitches coming from Florida and even Texas?
Yeah, two huge competitors of the 10 states that we really compete with regularly. Utah, Texas, Florida come right to the top. And then on aerospace, even Alabama. Look at the move of Space Command from Colorado Springs to Huntsville, Alabama. So I think, one, we have to recognize that if we want to compete, we have to be competitive, and that there are other states and other markets in the U.S. and around the world who would love to have what Colorado has had. So if we neglect a business-friendly environment, if we're too regulatorily burdensome, if we continue to change tax policy and fee policy to be very, very expensive, ruining, I've joked, how much more expensive do we have to make it before it becomes affordable? We're going in the wrong direction on those choices. So it's not irreversible, they are choices. So if we can go to the legislature, go to our city councils and say, is the legislation or the rule or regulation you're passing going to make it easier and more affordable to do business in Colorado and have employees be able to afford a place to live, be able to afford buy their first house, be able to, maybe that house is a condo, which we don't even build in Colorado anymore because of the regulatory and litigious environment. That's what it'll take to get us back on track.
JJ Ament with the Denver Metro Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your insights. The takeaway is, as far as I can tell, is that, keeping companies here is only attracting companies here is only half the battle. Keeping them requires a competitive, business-friendly environment. We'll be back during the 11 o'clock hour to take a look at neighborhood-scale design to reshape Denver's Globeville community. For the 9 News Business Buzz, thanks again to my guest, JJ Ament. I'm Ryan Frazier. See you soon.